Hey friends, it's time to go on another record store road trip adventure. This time we're going to South Dakota. Well, hello, welcome back. Hey, if you're new here, thank you for being here. I'm glad you're here. Hopefully you find something of interest. But today I'm going to be talking about my South Dakota record store road trip. And I'm going to be sharing footage of the different record stores I was able to check out in Sioux Falls and Rapid City. I know what you're thinking. South Dakota can't possibly have any decent record stores. It's not a state you hear about too often. But hey, I had really good luck. In fact, one of the stores I'm going to be talking about may have slipped into my top 3 favorite record stores I've been to thus far in my lifetime. So I'm excited to talk about these with you guys. The purpose of this road trip was to try 2 winter activities I have never tried before, and that is snowboarding and skiing. Yeah, I have just never done that before, so I thought, why not? It's good to try new things. However, I am an introvert, obviously, so this was very scary at the same time. I'll be talking a little bit about those activities towards the end of this video. But let's get on to the vinyl, the record stores, all that good stuff. That's why you're here, right? So the first stop was Sioux Falls, South Dakota, which is about 2 hours and 45 minutes away from Omaha. So the first store we stopped at was Total Drag. This was an awesome store. In fact, this is probably my second favorite store that I've been to ever, or so far. So, what I like about this store is they had just a huge 80s and 90s indie alternative used vinyl section. So it was like a heavenly dream for me, right? I found a lot of good stuff. Before I jump into what I bought at Total Drag, I'm going to show you some footage right now.
There's nothing that competes with heaven, and I know it's neither deep nor tragic, simply that you have to have it so you can make a killing.
All right, now on to my finds from Total Drag. I finally found this album from The Jam. I think it's their last album. It's called The Gift. Yeah, for some reason I just, I haven't been able to find this in my 2 years of hunting for vinyl. So I was just thrilled to find this for $8. It's on Polydor. What can I say? I love The Jam. I believe I'm just missing one more of their studio albums before my collection is complete. The next one, I'm sure most of you have seen this around. I've not seen this in good shape, so I wanted to pick it up. I pick up anything Beach Boys, so I got the Beach Boys in concert. This is without Brian Wilson, but it has some really good tunes on it. And the label is Brother Records and Reprise, looks like. And that was cheap. Usually I see it, it is scratched up. That was $6 for a double album. All right, next, I'm going to be showing you a couple of blind buys, but they really made me curious. It's Salem 66 and A Ripping Spin, which I believe is their first album. And on the little sticker here, what I like about the store is the owner like puts little descriptions on here. So this is $7 and it's an 85 original UK press, and it says indie rock. It's more like jangle pop and alternative. It's really good. Great musicianship. I think yeah, it's mostly an all-girl group. Also at Total Drag they had a few more of their albums, but I just wanted to stick with their first one for now.
You leave me wondering why I loved your ancient eyes. Your branded feet will burn in memory of times that are not bittersweet. oh bittersweet. A chapter in a book I read, spin circles in my living.
So another blind buy I found was a band called Jet Blackberries. And this one's called Desperate Fires. Let me know if you guys have heard of this group. This was released in '86. It's the only US pressing. And I just like the little write-up that's on here. Anyway, they're kind of punkish, alternative, garage rock. I kind of got a Cramps vibe from them on some songs. I really thought this was good. So check this out if you guys like, you know, 80s alternative, kind of more obscure stuff.
There's a burning wall of fire that reaches to the sky. With a hunger I kill, there's never satisfied. Tired the ruins of the burning house shell. Now the heartland where the fishes wanna swim. Now the words that read the catches spell.
Okay, this next one was really amazing for me to find. I've never seen this out in the wild. This is a power pop band called Blue Ash, and I think this is their first album, No More, No Less. Now, one of my viewers recommended this group to me a while ago, and I just remembered the name, and I remember sampling some of their songs and just thinking they were pretty brilliant. So this is a truly excellent album if you like power pop. I believe it's from '73. Yep, 73. So let me show you the label. Really great song. Oh yeah, it's a white label promo on Mercury. So that was really, really neat. So thank you to that viewer who recommended them to me, and just a perfect addition for my power pop collection. I will be talking about them in a future video as well. That was an awesome find.
I didn't see love. I didn't see love. And it's magic in the air. I see and then she's there. Now you see her, now you don't. What she do and she won't. I didn't see love. I didn't see love. I was wrong.
So that was Total Drag Records. I was just amazed at the 80s and 90s, like, used selection of records. Usually you don't find too many 80s and 90s, like alternative, jangle pop, pop punk type stuff, but they really had an amazing selection. So really cool store. The owner was nice. Check it out if you're ever in Sioux Falls. Moving on, we're going to go to Crosstown Vinyl, which actually wasn't too far from Total Drag. All right, I had to grab the albums that I bought from there. But first of all, I'm going to show you the footage that I was able to capture from Crosstown Vinyl. Here it is.
To make a mountain of your life is just a choice, but I never learned enough to listen to the voice that told me always love. Hate will get you every time. Always love. Don't wait till the finish line. Slow demands come round. Squeeze the air and keep the rest out. It helps to write it down, even when you then cross it out. But always love. Hate will get you every time.
on Vinyl had a very large selection of classic rock. So if you're into classic rock, that's the place to go. They also had a few, you know, great 80s albums, and one of them I picked up was the Color Field. So this is their album Virgins and Philistines. I believe it is their first album. So this album's from '85. It's on Chrysalis right there. And this kind of, in a way, was a blind buy, but I remember one of my friends showing an album of theirs on Instagram, which intrigued me. So they're kind of labeled as new wave. They're a British band, kind of alternative, folky at times. That was the first pickup. The next one has been on my list for a while. I was amazed to find this. This is a US copy, an original copy of Kink Controversy. Now the cover of this you're used to seeing looks like this. So this is a US OG copy, like I said. I'll show you the label. It's on Reprise. Really cool to find this. So you guys probably know the world keeps going round, and I'm on an island until the end of the day. So great songs on here. I was thrilled to get that, and that was 16 bucks. That wasn't bad. It's in good shape. All right, so the next store we were able to stop at is called Last Stop, and also in Sioux Falls. So this store was just, it was pretty big. It was like 3 levels. I'll show you footage in a little bit, but they had a lot of used books, used CDs, used vinyl, used games. It was a really fun store to check out. Here's footage from Last Stop. So the first thing I found of interest from Last Stop was this book called Girls, Viva Rock Divas. As you can see, Courtney Love is on the cover there. I was thrilled to find this because I've never seen it anywhere, and I think it's been out of print for a while. So what's cool about this book is that it has featurettes from a bunch of different women in 90s rock. So you've got Bjork, you've got Nina Gordon and Louise Post, which I'm huge fans of, Gina Birch from the Raincoats, Kim Gordon from Sonic Youth, Tanya Donnelly from Belly, Kristen Hirsch, and Liz Phair. So it's a pretty decent sized book, and that's going to be some really good reading material. There's Echo Belly right there. Let's see if I can find another picture to show you. Yeah, here's Nina and Louise from Group Assault. That was an amazing find. I'm really happy to have that. So, and the next pickup I found was by one of my favorite shoegaze bands, and that's Swervedriver. So this is their album from 2015. I Wasn't Born to Lose You. Paid 12 bucks for this used. I thought that was really good for a double LP. This is one of the double LPs where they just put everything, you know, in one slot here. No big deal, but it has the original insert here. Bunch of credits and stuff on the back there. So, yeah, that was really nice to find. This is their album from 2015. Yeah, if you like alternative, dream pop, shoegaze, you're gonna like Swervedriver. So for 12 bucks, I couldn't pass that up. So that was Last Stop. So next I'm gonna show you some footage from a store called Early November, and this was kind of like a last minute stop because we were kind of done record shopping for the day. We needed to go out and get some groceries, and we found out that Early November wasn't too far away. It was one I had missed, so decided to go to that one. It was okay. I did not purchase anything at that store, but here's some footage from Early November. Had to make sure to only film the record and CD section of that store because they did have some different items. So I could only film a certain section of the store. Okay, next I'll show you a little touristy place that we stopped at on the way to Rapid City. We stopped at a town called Mitchell, and they had something called the Corn Palace. And let me tell you, it was rather corny. Apparently this Corn Palace was constructed in 1892. It attracts millions of visitors every year. They have a bunch of corn murals inside, a basketball court. We are coming upon the Corn Palace up ahead and to the right. In the town of Mitchell, South Dakota. Corn Palace parking. South Dakota homegrown. It's just kind of a weird place, but you know, it's kind of fun to stop at places like this. So that's that. Let's move on to more records so I don't lose your interest for too long. Let's go on to Rapid City, where we stopped at Black Hills Vinyl. I'm looking over there because I need to grab their records. Hang on. This store was amazing. The owner was super friendly. The selection was impressive. Let me just jump right into showing you guys the footage from Black Hills Vinyl. bunch of stuff from Black Hills Vinyl. I feel like I struck gold. I even found a grail. Let me just show you what I got. So the first one you saw in the video footage, I decided to pick up Richard and Linda Thompson's Shoot Out the Lights. This is their last album from '82. And it's a very reflective album. They were going through a divorce at the time. So it's kind of evident in the songwriting. I love Richard Thompson's guitar work on this. It is unbelievable. So songwriting is wonderful. It's a lovely album. Check it out. Album I found was from Crowded House. I've been wanting to add some Crowded House to my vinyl collection for a while, and this is the first one I found so far that's at the price I like. So this is the Temple of Low Men, Crowded House, $5. Their second album from 1988. I just love the Finn brothers and, you know, their knack for songwriting and hooks. It's a perfect pop alternative album from the 80s, you guys. Really good songs on here. Into Temptation, Kill Eye, Sister Madly. It's just really good. So that was another cheap one. And then the third cheap one I found in their discount section was Julian Cope's St. Julian. As you know, I've been picking up a lot of Julian Cope lately. So as this sticker indicates, World Shut Your Mouth is on here, which was a huge hit for him. Paid $3 for that. Nice to add. And I'll show you the label quickly, if I can. So it's on Island Records. Original insert with picture there and the lyrics on the back. Always nice to have lyrics for Julian Cope songs because he's kind of quirky and fun. Next, I found an awesome EP. I've never seen this EP out in the wild. It's XTC's first EP. It's just called 3D. So look at the back there. That's really cool. You guys, this is from like 1977. Yeah, let's show you the label. I haven't been able to spin this yet, but I do try to collect any XTC I can when I find it. Virgin Records. So that one is red. This one's green. How cool is that? Oh my gosh, I was thrilled to find that. $8, that wasn't too bad at all. I thought the prices at the stores in South Dakota were really reasonable for what I was finding. So, kudos. Kudos to South Dakota. All right, the next one is an alternative album. This is by an artist named Colleen Green. It's called I Want to Grow Up. I just kind of like the cover there. So, if you're into Veruca Salt, Belly, Letters to Cleo, that kind of sound from the 90s, that alternative sound, you're going to really like Colleen Green. She's a great guitarist. Now the lyrics, you know, they're a little bit juvenile, but I just really like the music. So it's on a label. I think this is just, you know, kind of a smallish label called Hardly Art. She has a few other albums I'd like to check out, but I'm really digging her stuff. I'm really digging this album. All right, next I'm going to show you a grail I've been looking for quite some time. This is an album from the Chills. It's Submarine Bells, one of their best albums in my opinion. Yes, there's some weird writing across there, but you know, it's in excellent condition. So, Slash Records, New Zealand indie alternative group, jangle pop, just fantastic melodies. This one has Heavenly Pop Hit on it. I've got two other albums of theirs on vinyl. This has been extremely hard for me to find in the wild. So for $23, I was extremely happy to find that. Dean at Grandma's Handbag, I know he's a fan of them as well. So yes, that was awesome. All right, I think that's all the vinyl I have to show. Yeah, it was a really fruitful trip. I didn't expect all of that from South Dakota. Really surprised the heck out of me. So, vinyl shopping was on point and excellent. All right, next I'm going to talk a little bit about, why I went to South Dakota in the first place. So we stayed in a town called Lead, which is in the mountains. It's in the Black Hills. We were also able to check out Deadwood. Here's a picture or a few pictures of Deadwood. Yes, so the first day I tried snowboarding and it was awful. The two instructors, I just didn't like their style of teaching. I like to be modeled things more before I try them, and basically 10 minutes in, they just started pushing us down a hill on the snowboard. So I kind of had a panic attack. I'll probably never try snowboarding again, but I did try it. The next day I tried skiing. I found it a little bit easier to learn the basics of skiing. Still, I found it very awkward. I tried both of those things and I got to spend time in the mountains, so it all worked out. Plus, finding all this rad vinyl was worth it. I'm going to include some other pictures from the trip at the end of this video. I really appreciate you guys watching and joining me for this fun road trip. I'm going on another trip next month. It's not a road trip. I will be flying somewhere, and you can be certain I'll be getting a lot of vinyl out there and getting plenty of footage. It's a place I really like to go. So hopefully you guys stay tuned for that. I have a few videos I'd like to knock out before I go on that trip. So stay tuned. I've got a lot more in store. Hopefully you guys are having an excellent February. Till next time, bye.